Welcome to Merrows St Mawes, formerly known as Merrows Farm. This site is situated on the south coast of Cornwall, just a short distance from Trudgians and 7 miles from the beautiful fishing village of St Mawes. Now this site is stunning, situated just a few minutes walk from the coastline, and it's well placed to visit all that Cornwall has to offer. This video is a walking tour of the campsite, and you'll see how it's laid out, what you can expect in terms of facilities, and then a bit later on I'm going to discuss what the attractions are nearby. Looking at the map of the site, you can see the reception is in the middle at the bottom of the map. So when I walk around, I'm going to head off left to begin with and then finish up with a loop around the right hand side. This site has 167 touring pitches, 76 of which are hard standing, and the addition of 6 tent pitches are here too. So let's briefly talk about access. The site is down the A3078, which, although windy, is perfectly wide enough even for the biggest of outfits. You'll see plenty of big caravans on the site as we walk around in just a moment. I will say though, when you arrive, please do make sure you follow the recommended directions that the club share and that you have an outfit appropriate sat-nav. I met a rather stressed caravaner coming down one of the narrow single-track lanes who clearly was not having a great day, so make sure your sat-nav is set up correctly. The recommended route into the site is to turn off the A30 between Bodmin and Redruth at Fradden and then turn left onto the B3275 signposted for Laddock. In about 8 miles or so, turn right at the T-junction and then left onto the A390. And after a couple of miles or so, turn right again onto the A3078 and follow this road all the way to the campsite, which will be on the right-hand side. The first quirk of this campsite is the traffic light system at the entrance. Now these are timed and not activated by movement, so just be patient and don't consider jumping them either, because the lane is narrow with no passing places, so just take your time. Once you're down the lane, pull into the site and continue past reception and park up on the left to check in. This is also the late night arrival area too, just in case you arrive late after the reception has closed. So from the late night arrival area, let's follow the road around to the left past the facilities block. Now I didn't film inside the facilities because it was occupied at the time and I didn't think it was appropriate, but you do have everything you need here with showers, wash basins and loos. In fact, if you're looking at the building, you can see that there's actually 2 facilities block here, so one is open whilst the other is closed. They are a bit tired, but perfectly clean and very usable. At one end of the block is the laundry, at the other end is the chemical waste point. So opposite the facilities block is the motorhome service point with a large grate for easy disposal of the grey waste. Walking past the facilities block and around the corner, we arrive at a grass-only section which contains a rather large and impressive child's play area. And as we walk through, and towards the other side is a play area and a large enclosed dog walk area too, which looks well secured, so this is a perfect place to allow the dog to run off lead. But just look at that view. What a great place to relax and watch the sun set. Now I counted 7 service points, but it's worth noting that not all of these allow chemical toilet emptying. The nearest point from here, for example, is the facilities block, so it's not too far. Okay, so walking out of this grass section, let's turn right and up the hill, so we can have a close look over the rest of the campsite. As I walk up, let's just discuss what's available in the local area. Well, 7 miles down the road is St Mawes, which is a very pretty fishing village. The nearby coastline is pretty rocky, but there are a couple of beaches, including Porthcunnock and Porthscasso Beach. Parking is limited and access to these beaches are down steep pathways, so it may not be suitable if you have limited mobility. However, they are stunning beaches. This area of Cornwall is pretty quiet actually, and even in peak summer, these beaches remain quiet in comparison to other areas of Cornwall. In the opposite direction and a few miles back up the road, you can access the King Harry Ferry and for a few pounds make your way into Falmouth. Then of course you're not many miles away from Truro and onward to Penzance. Now if you're looking for a fairly local attraction, there are 2 that spring to mind. Right next to the King Harry Ferry is the National Trust Trelisic Gardens, which is a great place to explore, and slightly further afield is the Lost Gardens of Heligan. If you're looking for a family attraction, Lappa Valley is to the north and it's a great day out indeed. I would recommend though, and if you're not already, do consider joining the National Trust. It's not so much for the houses and the gardens, but the ability to park around Cornwall's coastline for free in the National Trust car parks. Anyway, we are at the top of the site and you can see how the site looks and feels. It's not so noticeable here, but the pitches are all pretty level, and certainly the hard standing has been terraced to achieve the level pitches. Speaking of pitches, there is a mix of grass and hard standing, but no service pitches. However, you will see that there are a few tent pitches at the other end, which is where we're going to head off right now. Heading back around to reception, let's head to the right and down the hill and have a wander down here. Now these grass pitches to my left are really big, with lots of space in front of the pitches, and as we continue around the site at the bottom corner, here you can see we have 6 tent pitches, which are large and have electric hookup too. This is ideal for extended families like ours, where one caravan will not suffice. So as I carry on and finish up this walk around, I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on this site. It's well spaced out, it's quiet, it's well positioned for exploring Cornwall. The downside though is the lack of service pitches at the point of filming. So finally, a quick look in the information hut, and this is a great resource for what's on in the local area, details of supermarkets nearby, attractions and food vans that arrive on site. I don't think my walk around actually gives this site justice. I mean, I walked around every nook and cranny of this site and I don't really think it comes across on camera just how really well kept and maintained and landscaped this site actually is. I particularly enjoyed the fact that it's on different levels, and it just makes it feel a bit different. It makes it feel a little bit, I don't know, unique, I suppose is the word I'm going to use. But anyway, if you like this site, I've put a link to the site details in the description below, and I think, well, have a look, see what you think. If you're going to Cornwall, maybe this is another site to consider. Now, I hope you're enjoying these site walkarounds and these site reviews that I'm doing at the moment, because the secret is this: they're actually forming a basis of what we want to do next year. So obviously we want to head back to Cornwall. We're going to obviously head on over to London as well, and you would have seen that as well. And I've got a few more that I'm going to spread out and share with you over the next few weeks. But I wanted to get these out fairly quickly, because if you're in the mood for going to Cornwall or London in the summer holidays, it's better that you get that information now. So sorry if they feel a little bit compressed and a little bit, you know, coming out all in one go. That's not what this channel is all about. Obviously, I try to spread it out as much as possible, but that's the reason why you're getting a lot of site reviews at the moment. But this is forming our plans for next year. As I've said, we have some ideas of where we're going to go, what we want to do, but more importantly, where we can go in the annual leave allocation that we have. But there we go. That's it from me this week. Many thanks for watching, everybody. Please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. If you can do all of that, then I'll see you in the next upload. Thanks ever so much, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.